What is up, guys? It's your boy obbldude. Today, we're at this land area. It's a new location I've never tried mining at before. It is Pemferendo Island, I guess. Anyway, it's a new location. I had it unlocked on the teleporter for like ever, and I don't think I've ever really checked this area out. And the other day, I saw a bunch of people mining here, so I figured this might be a decent place to try and mine. Um, and today, what we're going to be talking about is kind of, I guess, complacency potentially in Entropia and like just kind of getting used to the same old, same old. Main reason why I want to talk about this is just because I feel like that kind of happened to me a little bit. I was always going to the same land area or the same two or three land areas, if that, and not really kind of exploring around and seeing what else there is out there. Now, I couldn't really find much information about this land area just because, well, I couldn't really find like what might be here. I couldn't really find the information. So basically, I'm going to have to do it the old fashioned way. Do a few mining runs here, see if it's even worth mining. I mean, who knows? It might just be a bunch of list and crude. Or it might be a higher level area where I might only find crude or list. As it is, I have to tier up my finder right now. I shouldn't be fully using this right now just because I do need to tier it up to tier 4. But I wanted to check this area out and do a run here. So that's what we're doing today. And also, my threads are looking a little different. I know my guy looks ridiculous right now. I can explain because I know you guys in the comments are going to mention that. But I just got done doing a mining video a hunting video, which will be out at some point after this. And basically, I can't find any vigilante chest plates. I have the ped for it. I just can't find it on auction, like at all. I can't find a vigilante chest plate, and on top of that, I can't find any arms or legs for ghost armor either. So that's kind of why my guy looks the way he does right now. Um, I wanted to do something a little bit different, so started to do a little bit of mining. Ooh, okay. Nixarium. Okay, that's a good start. I mean, I don't know what the markup is on it at the current moment, but I know it used to be decent. I don't know if it went down or if it's not that good anymore. I know at one point, at least a year or two ago, it was pretty good. I'll have to check the market on that and see what the markup is, but at least we know we're gonna get more than just crude and list, which is good. And I definitely want to try to mine as much of this area as I can because there's actually a decent amount of space in this land area. And I'm pretty sure, like, okay, and then we have these different islands too. At some point, I definitely want to check out those different islands and see if they're mineable because that would be pretty interesting. Maybe unlock some new areas as well, like check up here, check this little area. I have a lot of stuff that I need to unlock on the map, and I've been kind of complacent about it because like for a while, like what I had and what I was doing seemed to be kind of enough. But now I'm trying to expand out a little bit. Also, that's probably why I kind of got burnt out pretty fast, just doing the same old stuff pretty much. So definitely good to switch things up. I'm definitely curious to see if this area is going to be good, which so far it seems like it is. I almost want to do a double drop, I'm not going to lie. I think a double drop might be in order here because I have a pretty good feeling we might find something else. At least one thing, right? All right, we're almost there. We're going to do our double drop here and we're going to see. I always like doing the triangular formation. It seems to work the best for double drops. Nice, we got one at least. Not the best, wasn't fully worth it, but better than nothing. So, when it comes to Entropia, I think it's very easy to kind of just do the same old thing over and over. And in a lot of ways, I think Mind Arc and Entropia kind of expects you to do those things, right? Because, I mean, it makes sense. It takes a long time to grind. If you find something that's working or something that's profitable, it makes sense to just keep doing it because if you switch things up, might not work nearly as good. And, you're like, okay, well, why would I do anything else if this is working pretty well? Um, and in a lot of cases, you definitely want to do that. Like if you find a finder that's working for you, or a specific weapon that's been working for you, definitely doesn't hurt to just stick with that for a while until you can kind of either upgrade or um, do something different, I guess. Also, pretty soon here later in this run, I know we're gonna end up finding nothing because there's two other people mining here right now, but they're on the other side of this island. They're like right about here somewhere. So we're definitely gonna run into some people soon. But yeah, when it comes to Entropia, it's like very easy to kind of just do the same old kind of thing, right? Even when it comes to the professions, like you could be switching up like, mobs and stuff, but you could only be hunting, right? And in my opinion, I mean, regardless of what kind of player you are, I think it is super beneficial when it comes to Entropia to at least have a decent amount of skills in almost all the professions because I mean, in a way, it can be easier and potentially cheaper crafting things yourself. Now, that's a lot easier said than done. And that's kind of where the auction really is really valuable, right? Um, but I feel like being well versed in all the professions really can't hurt. Plus, it really gives the game a fresh experience since there is a lot of kind of repetitiveness. Um, but one of the big things is mainly just, I mean, and Mind Arc does want you to hunt the same mob over and over. Don't get me wrong. That's what you're technically supposed to do. But I mean, it comes to a point where, you got to kind of expand and grow, if that makes sense. Because if you're hunting the same stuff and getting the same loot over and over, and other people are doing the same thing, you're just flooding the market with like the same stuff that like potentially not a whole lot of people may or may not want or need, right? So like being able to like grow, level up, skill up, start hunting new mobs, going to different locations, getting new equipment, even going off planet, like I've been playing this game for I mean, at least 5 or 6 years, at least, going off of my YouTube videos, at least. So, even with that time, I still haven't left planet just because to me, I have no reason to. I mean, for me, there's so much on Calypso that I have not done yet, and it took me so long to like learn Calypso that like it just doesn't make sense to go off planet for really any reason right now. Maybe if the auction houses were better on other planets, maybe. But I mean, I've seen, videos of Arcadia and some other planets, and out of everything I've seen so far, I think Calypso kind of looks the best, feels the best, and just, I don't know, this is where I started, so I feel like this is kind of where I'm going to end up staying for the most part. Just because, for me at least, it kind of makes sense. I mean, me being a miner, Calypso probably isn't the best place for me, but I don't think it's too bad either. Now, if I was like a super high level Uber miner, sure, I'd probably, you know, have my home base or whatever, for lack of a better term, um, on Calypso. Like, Calypso would probably still be my home regardless, but I probably wouldn't spend too much time on it. Just because I'd probably be spending more time on FOMA or maybe the Arcadia Underground even. Um, so if we ever get to that point, things will probably change then. But for right now and for probably a really long time further, I mean, I really have no reason to leave Calypso. And I mean, Calypso has always done me pretty well. I don't really have any complaints about Calypso. I think the only complaint I really have about Calypso is I feel like there's like a lot of dead zones where there's no mobs and you cannot like find any like mining loot or resources at all. That's kind of my only complaint with Calypso is there's kind of some dead space in it. Now, I don't know if other planets are the same way. Um, and it wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. But that's really the only downside, at least with Calypso, that I've seen is just there's a lot of areas where there's no mobs and there's no mining loot really to be found. Um, and I think we're kind of at the point now where we're gonna run in where where those other miners were. We might not run into those miners; they might be done with their run. But I have a feeling we're in that territory now where the other miners were, and now we might be struggling a little bit. And so right now, right now, when it comes to Entropia, my whole plan kind of is to try to explore more in Entropia and find areas that I haven't mined before. Probably won't be looking for any hunting areas just because, I mean, I'm still a low level hunter. At best, I can take down a level 14. At best, I can take down a level 14 fowl um, at Treasure Island. That's like the best I can do right now with my current levels and stuff. Um, just because I'm more of a miner anyway. Plus, hunting's really expensive compared to mining. It's like really expensive. And it just doesn't make sense to put up that much upfront cost and not get any sort of significant return. And when I say significant return, I'm talking about like with my mining runs where, I'll go out for a mining run and, I might go out with 53 ped like I am right now, which I forgot to mention. This is a 53 ped mining run, but, go out with 53 ped, come back with like maybe 48, 49 ped after the run. It takes a lot more cost and a lot more time and a lot more levels, I think, too, um, before you can even get to that level with hunting where you're going out with 53 and coming back with 48, 49. Um, just because even when I was doing like the hunting stuff more, like a few years ago, I was still going out with 50 ped and I'd be lucky to come back with like 35, 40, even 45. And there was like those couple runs here and there where I'd be like, okay, I broke even, or I'm only down like 3 or 4 or 5 ped. Whereas with mining, it's almost every run is like that. Like it's very rare for me to go out for a mining run with like 50 ped and come back with 30. Like at my current level, it's very rare for to have that big of a loss. Um, and that's mainly why I stick with mining because it just I feel like it works a little better, in a way. Well, not really works a little bit better. I should say it's mainly just because my level's a little higher, and based on the information that I know, um, I can get a better return mining than I can hunting. And I think when it comes to this game, that's a very key thing to think about is, you know, what's your best return, I mean, you might not be the biggest fan of crafting, but hell, if you're good at it and it's like the best profession that gives you the best return for you, I mean, why not, right? Wow, that's a really far radius. I did not realize the radius was like quite that far. But it's like, if crafting's kind of not your thing, but you're making it work, why not, right? And then you can use that to kind of skill up other things, maybe. Not that you're going to get any kind of significant return or really any return anyway, but as long as you're breaking even and you can keep playing, that's really all that matters when it comes to this game. Because, like, as long as you can cycle through stuff, that's really the name of the game, right? And that's kind of what the whole 700 ped challenge was about, which I am, by the way, now speaking of it, I am continuing the 700 ped challenge. I was thinking about it and I'm like, is it even worth continuing on? Because like I stopped for like months, and I just needed a huge break from Entropia just because I don't know. You guys know when you need those breaks from Entropia, like yeah, I was basically at that point right at the beginning of the 700 ped challenge, of course, and I think it was a challenge that kind of helped push that too. But I do want to continue that challenge and we are going to do it a little bit differently. Um, just to speed things up a little bit, make it a little more interesting. And you'll see more on how that's going to go once that video comes out. Again, that's pretty much why I'm wearing this armor right now, is for that video, and I didn't feel like changing to make this video. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going out with what I got. There's like no mobs here really, so I don't got really nothing to worry about. Plus, I don't really mine where there's mobs anyway. I do not like mining where there's mobs. Um, I don't do like mining and hunting simultaneously. Maybe if I was higher level miner and hunter, I might, because like it would kind of make sense to me to like if I was going out hunting, take out a huge group of mobs and then drop a few probes once I clear them out just to see what's around. Because I will say, some areas like when I'm mining around Ashy or like the PvP zone at Oil Rig by Ashy, you know, if I see like a mob, I'll try to somewhat get close to it, but not too close for it to aggro me. And then I'll try to see if I can get a drop. And I swear, I've gotten like the best drops near mobs sometimes. Like, I don't know if there's any correlation to that, but I have noticed that sometimes when I do like mine around like big mobs, like for some reason the hits are not too bad. And then there's other instances where that's not quite the case anyway. But I just found that kind of interesting. Looks like we ran out of room. So, what are my thoughts so far? Well, right now, I think I need to get on my ship and get up this cliff. I think that's definitely the first thing I got to do. But so far, my thoughts on this area. I don't think it's a bad area. It's just, it seems like there's not a whole bunch of variety. The hits are coming, but it's just not a whole bunch of variety. And it's a smaller area. Like it seemed big at first, but now it's kind of looking a little bit smaller in a way, which is weird because like it doesn't look like it at all. So I might just have to get used to this area a little bit more. It was crazy. I came here like on like Friday, and there was like I think like 5 or 6 people all mining here because they all had like their miners out. I was seeing like the claims everywhere. Like there was a lot of people mining here. Maybe it's just got mined out and maybe it just needs to kind of get read up. I know like we're kind of right in that yeah, we're right in that area where pretty much everyone kind of mines at, I think. I don't know. I'm basing a lot of this just off of what I've seen on Friday. See, that's one thing too, is like when there's land areas that are kind of like this much terrain, it's kind of like, okay, what are the decent spots? Because, like, there are so many times where, like, you'll go to, like, the top of a mountain and it's, like, the worst place to mine. And then you'll go really low to, like, a flat area and it's, like, the best place to mine. Which is kind of one thing I've noticed a little bit more so than not. I honestly think the rest of this area has already been mined out. I think we might have to actually call it, just because I am not going to just keep pushing through all these drops and getting nothing out of it. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, the map, for some reason's a little misleading sometimes. Uh-oh, I'm going to die. I'm dead. Oh, I lived. Okay, we good. We good. But that's what I'm saying. Like, the map can sometimes be a little misleading. Like, you're like, oh, this is a big open area. There's, like, barely any mobs. And then you kind of get through the whole area, and then you're like, oh, okay, it's not nearly as big. There's not nearly as much to find, and all that. But right now, I'm kind of on a mining quest to try to mine a bunch of different areas that I haven't mined before yet. Um, and then if it gets too bad, if the losses are too much, then we might just have to kind of go back to what we know works, or at least for us at our current level. But I do, I mean, I just want to get to like 30 minor, maybe 40 minor, and maybe like hit up FOMA at some point or something, you know? I mean, I know the level I'm at now, I probably could do it, but it's just like, it just doesn't seem worth it. Like getting there in the first place, hoping to find something, and then bringing it back because chances of selling something on auction on FOMA are pretty low just because there's not as many players, just because it's a higher level area. So that's kind of the main point. But it definitely could be worth. And that's the other thing too that I've kind of been trying to figure out is like a good way to transport loot like from one planet to another. And I just do not have like the info yet to like get a massive ship. Honestly, I don't have the ped for it either. I mean, at best I could probably afford, a quad wing, stuff like that. But like a whole mothership for like insane amounts of ped, no way. Like I'm not at that point, no way. And even like, you know, the quad wing's cool. Quad wing's fine. But I feel like in the long term, I'll probably end up losing some loot that way, if that makes sense. Maybe I'm thinking too much on it, but I don't know. I've been liking Calypso. I want to I still have so much to explore. I mean, if you look over here, I mean, there's only a handful of land areas I've discovered so far. I still got to go over to this snow biome. I got to check out this area. I got to check out more down here and see what's going on there. I mean, I got a lot of ground to cover still on Calypso, so and we're almost like right back at the teleporter too. So I think this is pretty much the end of the run because yeah, that's insane. Like on the map, there's areas that seem so big and open and like perfect for mining, and then you go to mine them, and you're just like, oh, this isn't quite as ideal as I thought. Plus, then you got like I said earlier, there was multiple people mining here, like when I got here, so the chances of finding anything from here is pretty low. We're already down to 16 drops. We've had a lot of misses. Um, Definitely not the best run this time around. But that's part of it, and that's what happens. And you kind of just learn from it, and you're like, okay, I don't really want to mine here anymore. It's kind of crazy how many people I saw mining here though. Like it's got to be decent, right? Or is it just like a super low level like mining area? No, it can't be though, because it's like so far away from everything else, and it's a land area, so it can't be. I just don't know why there's so many people mining here. Like, I mean, yeah, and it's not just because I'm missing, because obviously I'm gonna miss because people were mining here. But my point is like, it doesn't seem like the markup and loot is worth it here. Um, like some of the other places I go, you find narc, you find I can't remember. Um, just like halfway decent markup stuff. And right here I feel like I'm only finding crude list and whatever that other thing's called, nixarium. Yeah, that's right, nixarium. A little bit of growth molecules, some garse, but it's like it just doesn't seem like the markups here. It just I mean, I have to definitely do more mining here. I need to get a bigger sample size. But my point is, like, usually if you do like a simple run, you can kind of get an idea. Usually, because usually if an area is going to give you mostly crude and list, it's going to start off by giving you mostly crude and list, with some things far and few in between. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, Ixarium might not be the best markup anymore. I don't remember. I'll have to look on market, but it doesn't seem like there's a okay. Okay, I lied. I lied. I think I just lied. Oh my god. I don't even know what this ore is. I don't think I've seen it before. If you guys know what this ore is or if it's any good, let me know. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a couple double drops here. Wow, that's hilarious. Right as I say that, we get a small of Dianum ore. I have never heard it, never seen it, never bought it, never sold it. I have never seen that ore before in my life. So now I might, because I know there's something drawing people here. I know that for a fact because I've seen so many people here, like in the past like couple days, like just like all at once too. Like, so I know there's something here, and there's not too many mobs, so it can't be hunting. Plus, the people that I've been seeing running around, they're running around with a finder, and there's claims everywhere. So I know there's got to be something to this area for sure. There has to be. All right, since I came from this way, I don't want to double drop over here. I think I want to double drop this way. I'm trying to figure out how I want to double drop this and see if I find something as well. I feel like it won't be worth it. You know what? We won't risk losing more than we already have. You know what I mean? Ooh, 1100 ped. That's a good one. Damn. GG to Abraham. Oh, no, that's a different dude. But GG to whoever that guy was who got 1100 ped. That was insane. Um, but yeah, like I'm saying, dude, I'm just gonna have to keep trying to mine here and just try to get a bigger and bigger sample size. Because now 'cause I know there's a reason why people come here. There's a reason. There has to be a reason people come here. Um, so and whatever that Diana Moore is, it might be horrible. You know, I've just never seen it before. I've never heard of it before. So maybe there's actually some unique stuff to get here. And maybe that's why people mine here so much. And why there's like 4 to 5 people at once just mining this area. We're definitely going to have to do a few more runs here. On and off camera. Mainly on, but we'll definitely do some stuff off just to kind of get a better idea. But yeah, so I mean, I'm definitely curious to see the markup on that Dianum, or I'm curious to see that markup. But I'd have to refine it into an ingot or look it up on auction. I'll probably look it up on auction off camera. It might not be anything special, to be honest, but if the markup's decent, you know I'll be coming here going for that Dianum ore every single time. And I mean, as far as like um end matter goes here, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of end matter. So I feel like this land area, if you're gonna mine it, I feel like just searching for ore instead of end matter might be a good idea for this location. Because I have a feeling the only thing for end matter here is probably crude and growth. Which I mean, I don't think growth molecules are that bad, but it seems like there's a lot more ores. Even though we've gotten a decent amount of double drops, it just seems like the ores might be more worth it here. So I'm almost wondering if when I mine here, if I should just mine for ore and no end matter. Because I have a weird feeling it might not be worth it, if that makes sense. And try to save a little bit of cash that way. I don't think we went over here yet. Let's see if there's anything over here real quick, and then we'll definitely call the run. Cause we're pretty much out of room. We started that way, but there might be still some stuff. I need a better way to mine. Like I need more of like a grid kind of pattern when I mine. I'm kind of more random and sporadic a lot of times, or at least when it comes to a new area I am. And then once I kind of learn the area a little bit, then I kind of have a path and a route that I kind of like to end up going. And that stuff kind of just takes a little time. A few mining runs, getting used to the lay of the land kind of thing. But I mean, I think it's totally possible to come here with 50 ped and mine a good amount and get through the run though. It just all depends on how many people have come through here and how many people have mined. And also, you know, are you able to dig deeper than the other miners coming here? You know, like if there's miners coming here that are digging at 700 meters and you're digging at 8 or 9, then you might have a better advantage and still find stuff even though there's a bunch of people mining. I mean, we did get cave sap. I think cave sap is decent still. Is it? Or is it not? Dude, I haven't looked at like any ores or end matter markups on auction in like forever. I don't even know what anything's going for anymore, to be honest. I know list and crude are probably still at like 1 to 2%, but other than that, I have not been keeping up at all. Been playing other games, doing other stuff. There's a lot of different stuff I got going on. So it's like it's getting really hard for me to stay on top of Entropia and do everything else that I'm trying to do. Um, but I'm trying to kind of get back into that Entropia grind and keep learning and exploring and figuring things out and things like that. Cuz when it comes down to it, you know, Entropia is the main thing, right? Entropia is the main thing, and then there's like other things to kind of keep things interesting, right? So, but I basically got 5 Entropia videos alone in the works. Plus, I got about 2 or 3 non-Entropia videos in the works right now. So right now I got about 8 videos I'm working on. So, and 5 of them being Entropia. So, the Entropia stuff is still coming, but there's other stuff that I'm trying to kind of do as well to kind of grow and expand. Because let's be honest, guys. Okay, Mind is really not gonna grow this game a whole lot. So like, I'm kind of capped at a certain point. I mean, there's always gonna still be Entropia on the channel. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to MindArc to try to like grow the game, but not just grow the game through like advertising, but actually adding stuff. I mean, you guys know. I mean, I think every single person in the Entropia community has some kind of issue with MindArc for something. I don't think there's any diehard MindArc fans out there that think they do nothing wrong. I don't think that exists, to be honest. Just because, it's like you gotta like adding new events is great. Don't get me wrong. But you need to add content, like permanent content, not just events that last a certain amount of time and they're done, like permanent content, new professions, something. I know they've kind of tried that a little bit, like with animal taming and stuff, but I mean, still, it was a failure, fine, but it's like at some point, like I'm telling you, if fishing was done right, because the way I forget, what is it, Monria or Cyrene? I forget what planet has fishing, but that is not at all the way it should be done. Like, that fishing's just terrible. But, I mean, if they could, like, even do something like fishing and do it right, that'd be huge, And, I mean, I know that they're probably kind of trying to do that with the Unreal Engine 5 update, but, I mean, that's only going to go so far. I mean, that's going to last, what, a week, maybe 2, and then everyone's going to be over that fact, and it's like, okay, it's still pretty much the same game, But anyway, guys, let's take a look at what we got. I'm pretty much calling the run there. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot more to find just because of how many people were mining here. So we're gonna see what we end up with. So we still have 250 and 1250 in probes. We have 1250 in probes. We started with 53 ped. And if I can find my mining stuff, we are at 5179. So not the worst loss ever, Definitely could be worse. Definitely could have ended up with like a 40 ped run or something. So that's actually a lot better than I expected. We might be down a little bit, broken even. I mean, at this point with my mining, I mean, I'm really not losing much of anything. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really not losing anything. I'm not making anything either. But I'm not really losing a whole lot either. I mean, I got a decent stack of ped right now. So, I mean, not hurting at all whatsoever. But anyway, guys, that's the video. this is the new mining area I wanted to try out. I'll probably try this area out a few more times off camera. We might do one more video on this area, kind of get my idea. I'm definitely going to start looking into that Dianum ore, because that's something I've never even seen before. So anyway, guys, that's the video. If you like the video, hit like, subscribe with notifications on if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.